Hi, this is Adam from Extended Reach. Today I'm going to talk about a new feature called User Security Groups. So this is going to help you if you're an administrator agency and you're in charge of adding and deleting user IDs, as well as making any changes as to what particular users can or cannot do. And what this feature does, it gives you a way to centrally administer, make changes about who can do what. So if you have 50 users in your agency and you want to make a change to all of the security options and preferences at one time, you can do that. So well, first of all, just show you how the current user ID security works and how this is going to improves that. So if you look at a user ID currently, the user ID screen, on the bottom of the user ID screen is a list of checkboxes as to what this particular user can or cannot do. And you can check the boxes, configure it as you like for each user, or you can apply a profile that helps you get started. So if I want to give this person just what a supervisor would typically do. We apply that profile, so check a bunch of boxes for you, but then you can further customize those check boxes. So you say you don't want them to be able to modify due dates, you could uncheck that. The problem with this is, if you want to make a change, you have to go to each, if you have 50 users and you want to give all of them or take away a right or give a right to all 50 users, you have to go and modify each of those user IDs separately. And that can be very time consuming, and it also leaves the opportunity for things to not be consistent. So what we've done to solve that issue is add a new feature called User Security Groups, where you enable that option is under Organization Preferences. Click on the Settings tab, and you have to be an agency administrator to turn this on. And if you look under the Settings tab, there is now a new checkbox there called Enable User Security Groups. So check the box, click Save, and you'll now have that feature enabled. So the first thing you'll want to do is configure the groups. So you'll have a new menu option, User Groups here, where you'll maintain your groups. Now, I've already set up some groups in here to kind of save us time to just give you an example of how you may want to configure this. Just kind of think about how the different people that work at your agency, what you want to allow them to do or not do, and you'll want to name those groups accordingly. So I've got these groups already set up, how many members are in the group, and let's just add a new one called Front Desk Staff. So you can name this whatever you want, just you want to make sure it makes sense to you. You can change the name anytime you want to, doesn't matter. So this is people who work at the front desk staff, and then you're going to have all those checkboxes again, very similar to what you've had before. And you can apply a profile here. So let's say support staff, and let's say we don't want them to have the ability to change due dates. And we'll have everything else be the same. Let's say we'll let them delete cases and homes, and click Save. So I've created this new group. There's no one in it right now. And let's look at our user IDs. So this is your list of users. When you first enable this, everyone's going to have no group assigned. So I already have these people in groups, but let's go here and look at this user. So right now George is not in a group. You can see here I can still modify all the checkboxes however I please. So that's always an option. You can always have no group assigned and configure the user ID security however you want. But now you can assign them to a group. So if I say, oh, this George is a front desk staff worker, now this is all going to match that user group profile I just set up. And I could also just change them here to look at the other groups. You can see what each group permissions are. This is what we have if he was in the caseworker group. Let's leave him in the front desk staff and click on Save. And now if I make any changes to the front desk staff user group here, I can see that those changes would impact George's user ID, and I can see all the members in the group right here. It's just one member. But if I gave George the ability to, or this group the ability to change names or not delete homes and cases, that applies to George and anyone else in this group. So this allows me to say if I had 10 front desk staff user IDs, I could just control what they can and can't do centrally using the user group feature that we're talking about. You can easily enable or disable this feature anytime just by going to that organization settings, enable user group, and it won't impact anything. All the security will stay the same. This just gives you the tools to manage all those checkboxes centrally. So if you have any questions about this, please don't hesitate to contact us through the help desk. Thanks. Have a nice day.